Hey, what's up, guys? This is David Chase Taylor of 911truther.org. Today is May 23rd of 2026. So, based on breaking news and events, it appears the CIA headquarters located in Lucerne at Lake Geneva in Switzerland is going to stage a Russian military offensive targeting one or more locations in Europe on the date of Sunday, May 24th of 2026, specifically to spawn a second global biological pandemic and or trigger World War III. So for those of you that follow my blog, I have been reporting about this ad nauseum, but essentially the CIA has created roughly the largest ever shadow army of Ukrainian soldiers, which are going to be wearing Russian uniforms or Belarusian uniforms in their impending attack on Europe on the date of May 24th of 2026. So, unbeknownst to most of humanity, the alleged fatalities for the Ukrainian armed forces for the ongoing Russo-Ukrainian war stands at 140,000. And this number is highly suspicious because we have virtually zero footage of these alleged killing fields, which are allegedly taking place between Russia and Ukraine. And my theory is that the CIA has developed the largest shadow army of roughly 150,000 Ukrainian troops, which are going to be outfitted in Belarusian or Russian uniforms and wage a unprovoked, premeditated attack targeting multiple locations in Europe as pretext for World War III. So in order to provide a timely motive for a Russian attack on Europe, Ukraine just sent 3 waves of 16 drones targeting a collegiate dormitory in Russia, killing, latest reports, 18 with multiple people hospitalized. So exactly how this attack is going to play out on the date of May 24th is obviously unknown, but we can expect a chemical, biological, radiological, or nuclear event allegedly committed by Russia, some sort of major act of war, storming attacks possibly targeting European capitals such as Warsaw, Berlin, London, Vienna, Kiev, etc., or cross-border attacks on the Russo-NATO border, possibly in Estonia, Latvia, Lithuania, or Poland, where Trump just sent 5,000 troops yesterday. And we can also expect a massive airborne assault with the aforementioned 150,000 troops targeting multiple locations in Europe. This will likely be followed by a unprecedented naval attack by German-made Dolphin-class submarines of the Israeli Navy, targeting multiple locations in Europe under the guise of a Russian Navy-based attack. As with all acts of war, political assassinations, and terror attacks, it always has a numerology which links it back to CIA headquarters in Geneva, as well as the Israeli Mossad and the Israeli Navy, which would be participating in this impending attack. Coincidentally, the date of May 24th marks exactly 166 days since the CIA assassinated Royal Air Force paratrooper George Hooley in Ukraine back on December 9th of 2025. The number 166, of course, features the number 16, which is reflected in the 16-pointed star of the CIA, and the number 66, or 2 sixes, equates to letter Z in the English alphabet, which is an acronym for Zionism, which is in fact the political motivation behind this impending attack. What a UK paratrooper was doing in Ukraine is obviously not known, but I have a sneaking suspicion that he was training these 150,000 Ukrainian troops for an airborne assault targeting Europe. This notion is corroborated by the fact that the date of May 24th marks exactly 250 days since the CIA staged Zapad 2025, which was the single largest military exercise by the Russian Federation, which featured 150,000 troops in Belarus executing a CBRN, chemical, biological, and radiological exercise. And this is apparently the group of Russians that is going to be scapegoated for this impending false flag attack by the Ukrainian armed forces. The date of May 24th also marks 1,550 days since the CIA staged the Russian invasion of Ukraine back on February 24th of 2022. So this is the 51-month anniversary of the Russian invasion of Ukraine. And as we know, the CIA always likes to stage attacks on the anniversaries of certain events. Also, the date of May 24th marks exactly 1,712 days since the CIA staged Operation Zapad 2021, which also featured 150,000 Russian troops doing a military exercise in Belarus back on September 10th to the 15th of 2021. Again, we have this number 150,000 because that is the amount of Ukrainian troops that are going to be invading Europe on the date of May 24th, possibly from Belarus. So a future scenario in which the Israeli Air Force or the Ukrainian Air Force drops 150,000 troops, airborne troops, over Belarus as pretext for an invasion of Poland, Latvia, Lithuania, Estonia, Germany, etc. is expected. Of course, the date of May 24th of 2026 marks exactly 4,476 days since the CIA staged the first Russian invasion of Crimea, Ukraine, back on February 20th of 2014. So essentially, what the CIA is planning on doing is staging a third Russian invasion, but this time into Western Europe, which is obviously designed to trigger the Article 5 of the NATO treaty, which is an attack on a NATO nation is attack on all, and then this would obviously be used to trigger World War III. In reality, it's going to be Ukrainian forces. This is apparently what the $90 billion that was just sent from the European Commission to Ukraine is for the services of these 150,000 Ukrainian forces, many of which are going to die in this impending attack on Europe, which is designed obviously to trigger World War III. We should also note here that because of the recent rhetoric surrounding the Ukrainian biolabs, it's virtually certain that the CIA is going to claim that Russia released some sort of weaponized airborne biological contagion during this attack as pretext for a second global biological pandemic, such as a weaponized anthrax, Ebola, smallpox, etc. So just to recap, Sunday, May 24th, 2026, CIA is plotting a multi-front military offensive by Russia targeting Europe. Exactly how this is going to play out in reality is obviously unknown. Obviously, an airborne assault, a cross-border incursion, storming attacks, a naval bombardment is expected, but there's also the possibility that the CIA will claim that Russia utilized one of their super weapons, such as stealth drones, ICBM strikes, hypersonic cruise missile strikes, or nuclear-powered cruise missile strikes in this impending attack. But needless to say, a military offensive by Russia targeting the European Union or NATO nations on May 24th is expected. This is from direct orders from CIA headquarters in Geneva, Switzerland. This is going to be executed on the ground in real time by Jewish Zionist Vladimir Zelensky of Ukraine, as well as Jewish Zionist Benjamin Netanyahu of Israel, likely colluding in this impending attack designed to trigger World War III. So obviously, if that happens, I would kindly ask that you download this video and share it with local, state, federal law enforcement, military, and intelligence officials, as well as with local, national, and